Hey guys, it's Chris back here from CNH Technology again for another quick informative video here for you guys. This will be a product review video, and also it's a product specifically for cleaning out intake systems and fuel systems in general right here specifically. We had a guy over here this past week. He brought over his Yardman MTD machine powered by a Tecumseh 6.5 horsepower engine on here. And he was complaining the machine was dying out, hard starting and stuff like that. And he actually let the thing sit for, I think, about 2 years straight before he actually brought it over to us. And one of the first things we found on here, it was having a hard time starting. And we took the intake system off on her, and he had basically a shitload of carbon and oily deposits on the actual intake runner right here and the actual cylinder head, and also the the actual intake manifold that's actually bolted to the carb itself, because whenever you take the fuel system off, more than likely you're going to have to take the intake pipe off as well too in a machine. It was all oiled up and stuff like that down inside there. And what I did over here, I was looking online for some kind of a quick and cheap cleaner solution to clean out the carbon and oily deposits. And what I found was the a lot of people are saying go out and buy some CRC intake valve cleaner. This is the GDI IVD specific cleaner. They claim it's 150 times more concentrated than the regular fuel additives out there, and it's specifically designed to clean up intake valves on GDI engines, because GDI engines do not have a fuel injector that's mounted up from the actual intake valve right there. So the GDI engines have the intake, or I should say the injector mounted directly into the combustion chamber, as opposed to having the injector mounted in the actual intake manifold on the older designs. So what happens is the intake manifold gets a lot of powdery residue and stuff like that on the actual intake valve, and it starts carbonating up over time. You might have loss of power and stuff like that as a result from not actually having any fuel being put onto the intake valve to clean it off periodically. So what I did was I took the intake took the intake manifold off, took the carb off, and this guy's whole intake pipe right here, guys, it's part of the actual cylinder head right here. This thing was completely carboned up. This whole entire thing was completely carboned up here. That's no joke. I'm being completely honest about it. The whole thing was carbon black. The other thing was the guy had severely overfilled in the actual crankcase as well too. Plus the air filter he had was packed full of debris as well too. So it looked like the guy did no maintenance whatsoever to the machine for probably 3 to 5 years. I really can't say otherwise, because I asked the guy point blank when was the last time he did. He said he honestly didn't know. And I asked him, well, how long do you have the machine for? He said about 7 years. So I'm thinking it's at least 4 to 5 years since he did any kind of maintenance in the machine, because you can see all this crap all over the your governor linkage over it. It's just all crapped up and stuff like that on here. And this whole entire thing was all black down inside here, and now it's quite good. I'd say it removed about 80 to 90% of all the carbon, oily deposits and stuff like that, all that crap out of there. I sprayed it directly in there. Oh, what I should say is I originally had the machine running over here because we fired up some ether, and I sprayed the CRC cleaner directly into the carb. And what that did is it basically sucked it into the intake manifold and it down inside the actual cylinder head right here specifically as well too. So I apologize for that one problem right there. The other thing is I do recommend BG44K over here for doing cleaning up intake systems as well too, because what I do over here is I add that stuff directly to the 5-gallon tank we have over here that's non-ethanol gas. And what that stuff does is it keeps the fuel system clean and fresh inside, and also cleans up any kind of deposits, because it's basically a fuel system cleaner as well too. So I recommend BG44K for your car, truck, SUV, also for your lawn and garden equipment out there specifically for that as well too. The CRC intake valve cleaner, it can be had at Advanced, AutoZone, Napa. Most major brands carry it out there. The 11-ounce net weight one right here for this size, it's about $12 to $14 depending on where you actually buy it. That's typically what the average price is for that one specific size. The BG44K, you can usually buy that on eBay for about 15-16 bucks, but I typically buy in bulk quantity. I normally buy about 6 to 8 at one given time, so you can actually save on the actual shipping and handling, plus the actual cost of the actual stuff as well too. So I recommend both these two products for lawn and garden equipment out there for that. And the CRC intake valve cleaner definitely helped cleaning up the intake of this lawnmower right here, because as I said before, this thing was completely black, and now it's about 95% clean. I'll try to give you a better shot right here specifically for that, but it definitely did a good job. Cleaned up a lot of the oily deposits down inside there. The other thing is, if you do use the CRC intake valve cleaner, say you did a leak down test on some guy's machine and the intake valve was leaking slightly, this stuff may improve the sealing capacity of the intake valve right there, because if you remove a lot of carbon, the intake valve will seal better on the actual seat as well too, in the actual cylinder head right there specifically. So that's basically everything I can tell you about this stuff right here, guys. If anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot about this video here, feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back to you probably within about 24 to 48 hours after you post some kind of a quick question to me. I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.